Alright, folks, we're back here. Ultra Farmer back. This is episode 3 of our No Man's Land series. We're doing some elements of roleplay, some just elements of kind of gameplay, and just gonna keep grinding No Man's Land through till FS25 comes out. So let's talk about where we're at. A bunch of things have changed. I guess not really a bunch of things have changed, but I did a bunch of logging. And cleared out a whole bunch of trees. I'm just taking this load up to the biomass plant right now. You might be wondering, where's our trailer? Don't worry, the trailer is loaded up, and it'll be coming up here next. But I'm going to... Let's just hop out here and drop this off. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's just turn that down. Sorry, I was doing some running around, but tired. Okay, so drop that off. There's $1,000. I think we're gonna go buy a tractor, and I'll explain all that right now. But the used equipment dealership has a whole bunch more equipment in there, and I'm gonna go up there and we're gonna wheel and deal on a tractor and potentially a baler. So once I get this last load of logs up to the biomass plant there, once I take this last trailer full, and we'll go up and I'll show you where I kind of cleared everything out and what I've got going so far. And we even put 30 horse in a dream to work. We'll see how this goes. I got him hooked to this trailer full of logs. It actually pulled it not too bad, like. Oh yeah. Yeah. Loaded up and trucking. Eastbound and down. Okay, so I cleared out a bunch of trees, a whole bunch of trees. Mostly right behind the kind of shed and grain silos here, and then because like 30 horse in a dream, it can't really haul that much. So what I did is I went through this patch of trees, and I essentially took out all the smaller ones. You can see it's like really big trees that are left in there. I just kind of went through right to the property line, straight about here. Yeah, it basically wraps around that tree. I was gonna take these trees out as well, because they're kind of like in the middle of the field, but it actually, like if you're looking on the map, it kind of helps guide me through the property line a little bit. Well, that one does a little bit. Maybe we'll pull these guys out right now while I'm kind of chatting with you, and I'll explain kind of my plan with the used. Yeah, let's get these guys out of here. I know what I was thinking. I'll explain to you my plan with the used equipment dealership. So yeah, like I wanted to kind of make it realistic, in lots of farm communities there's used trucks or used equipment dealerships, but I didn't really know how to set it up so that it would be fair, if that makes sense. Because like at first I thought, well, you can just get the equipment on a separate farm, which I did. I've used equipment farm here. But when you're in that farm, like, okay, so if I go, for example, to what I own, like I own this truck, right? It's worth 16 grand, which is debatable. We'll talk about that later. That's debatable at best. But or if I go to sell this chainsaw that I bought for $1,000, well, it's only worth 500 bucks. Same with this small tractor. It's like it's worth significantly lower. So it's like not really fair, like, because I thought, well, I could just sell my used equipment to this farm if good stuff came through, blah 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 in the stores or something. But it's like it makes it too cheap, and I don't want it to be too cheap, if that makes sense. I'll show you more when I'm up there, what I mean. Because like the one, there's like a tractor up there, but if I go through what the value is, like when I have it in my farm, it says it's worth like 18 grand, and like it's not really. First of all, the used equipment dealership would never sell it that cheap. So let's talk. They'd be giving it to you 8% interest rate over 12 years. Maybe they'd sell it to you that cheap. Oh, sketch that out a little bit there. So what I was kind of thinking, to make it fair, because I don't want to just cheat this through. We got a lot of time to kill almost until FS25 comes out. I guess not really that much time, but enough time. So I was thinking anything that's at the used dealership, I will just do it so that it is not worth less like 40% off its brand new cost. So if I was to buy something in there that it was like regular $100, if you bought something, I don't even know if there's anything on this game that's $100. But if you were to go to the store and it was brand new, $100, but then there's one at the used dealership, it can't be less than $60. Like it can't be less than 60 unless I'm like actually in this store or like this thing like where it just pops through, because some of these, like this is 54, that says 60% off for these rollers, which we don't really need, but it's actually a good deal on those rollers. Jeez, that's a really good deal on those rollers. Like 30 hours on them. What? Like, do you even have to replace bearings on this? Probably. Man, I wish we could afford this, like, for the future. Yeah, but that's too big for the field anyways. Our field's tiny. Anyways. I think it was like 40 grand usually, though. But, yeah, that's the way that I'm gonna do it, just to kind of keep it quote-unquote fair. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna leave this tree, because it, like, if I'm on this side of it, I'm, like, right on the edge of the property line. Excuse me, I kind of had a hiccup there. Oh, and I got a log in there that I hollowed too. Let's go back in there and grab that. Because yeah, there is a tractor up at that used equipment dealership, and I think we actually have to buy it. Which, can I lift any of these? How heavy is this guy? 298. Okay. Yeah, we have to buy a tractor, because what really kind of got me going on this, actually, let me just make sure I get this in there. Or wait, I got my straps on. Silly goose. What really got me going on this, so I'll show you once I take these straps off. Because I wasn't really paying attention when we leased our tractor. Get this in there. And I'll even run over and show it to you right now. But we don't have a front PTO on this tractor. Okay? So we don't have a front PTO on this tractor. We have the rear PTO and the hitch and everything, but we don't have a front one. We have this, obviously, front attachment with this thing, which worked okay to load logs. I don't know, I'm pretty slow at it. But we don't have a front attachment, and I was thinking, because what popped up in the store is this. Okay? 8 grand. 8 grand for these windrowers. Now, that's pretty decent. It'll do 6 meters wide. And also what popped up, oh no, never mind, it's gone. But what I was looking at, where is it? 2,600 bucks. If we, because we're paying 3 grand a month right now for a tractor, we could lease this mower. We could, because this is going in the rear, I think, or I don't know if this goes on the front. I don't know if this goes on the front or the back. But if it goes on the front, we're going to need a front PTO for the mowers, because I think the best bet is if we're going to do grass. We're not really going to be able to plant anything, I don't think, this fall. So I got to just do grass, and I got to get some like silage bales or something going to make some cash for the rest of this kind of year. And then I have all these big trees yet that I can cut down if I get into a jam for some more money. I'm thinking that's what we should do, is get set up for baling, because even after we're set up for baling, that's still too heavy, and we do oats or something like that, we could bale all the straw bales. And that's my rough plan. So there's a tractor up there that we can buy. Cut this in half. Jeez. and it has a front PTO with attachers and everything. Yeah, front loader attachers, front PTO. It's a decent little Massey Ferguson. And I think we can get it for around, I'll check all the pricing and stuff on it. I think it will be able to get it around 30 grand, because I'll do that thing where I check what the brand new price is. I'll take 40% off that brand new price. That'll be our used price. I might adjust that, like, I won't do it with this tractor. We'll just stick it with what the 40 is. But if something comes through in that used car dealership and it's got like a ton of hours on it, maybe at that point I would do like a 50% off. Because like even when you look in this store, you look in this store, things are always 50, 60% off. Like these are 60% off. But I'm thinking that'll be the fairest way to do it, and I guess more realistic too. Like it's used, it's got hours on it. You don't have to pay brand new price. That makes sense. But also, I don't want it to just be super cheap. And we'll kind of I'll show you when I jump into that other farm. Oh yeah, look at that load. That one log might not make her. Yeah, if I can slowly do bales in this whole field back here, cutting this grass, then what I'll do is I'll look for in the store maybe a mulcher or a plow. There is a plow sitting there at that used car dealership, but I don't know. There's a few things up there. There's a tractor. Tractor that came through was like the most important one, I thought, because we'd made enough money doing these logs that we could legitimately buy one. We might even be able to buy our front loader kind of setup as well. But buy the tractor. That would be good to get those payments off. If I can get going on bales, it'll be kind of the quickest thing to get going on with the least amount of money so that we can get the loan paid back. And then, like I said, by next spring, I'm hoping we'll have a good chunk of equipment. 1,600 bucks, not bad. A good chunk of equipment ready to do some like some proper farming. We'll get some good fields set over there. We'll probably have to lease mowers, and then we'll look at what the cost of that baler would be up there, and then we could always lease a bale wrapper. Oh yeah, we're just giving her. Put this thing to work. We paid for it. Oh, look at this. The funny thing is like there's tractors like this out there that are still going. Still going. Built in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and they go. Working too. Like there's not just it's not like a classic car that sits in a shop and just gets looked at. Like there's tractors out there that are just working. Okay. Yeah, and I got 2-day months on right now. Because after the last episode, I went and I cleared a bunch of the trees. I didn't want to really do that on camera because I'll be honest, I was painfully slow with that like loader setup. But I was getting kind of quicker at it towards the end, but it was like slow, kind of just like boring stuff. I was listening to a podcast while I was doing it. Okay, what do you guys think? 2 grand? 2,500? Whoa, I was way wrong. Okay, we're rich. Just kidding. We're not. We're broke. Couldn't pay back the loan even if we wanted to right now. So we're going to head back to the farm. We'll park this little situation. Then we'll head up and we'll figure out tractor. Like, we're not super rude, okay? I don't know. 8 out of 10 on that park job, maybe? 7.5. Okay, and this would be the tractor that we could buy. PTO, front attach. Can I get in this thing? Yeah. 26 hours on it. 26.5 hours on it at the bottom. Not too bad. So if I switch into this used farm equipment, so this is what I wanted to show you guys. So it'd be 48,500. That's what we would have to pay for that tractor. But then we got it. Then we got like a forever tractor, and this thing would take us pretty far to doing everything that we need. So I think that's what we're gonna do. I think we're gonna get this tractor. A little expensive. Little expensive. And so now what we need to do is we need to do we buy those? I think we buy these. But we need a mower. 7.3 meters wide. We could get that. It's 2,600 bucks though. Jeez Louise. We'll lease. That's 500 bucks. We'll lease that. That's what we'll do. Yeah. Let's just go spin like this. Right, we're set up. We are set up to start mowing. We spent some money, but now we got a tractor. We own a tractor. We own a tractor. That's pretty sweet. We own 2 tractors, but I can't believe I just dogged 30 horse into dream like that. We own 2 tractors. And you know what? He's pulling his weight around here, which is unbelievable. So that's it. Okay, that's great. All right, guys. I'm gonna get us a little bit more set up. I might do some testing with this thing, just kind of wrap around the field and get it all planned out. So I might just put a cut in here right now and then kind of come back when we're a little more set up and kind of ready to mow. So just give me 1 sec. Hey guys, we're back. We're set up. We're gonna start cutting this field. I'll probably put a little bit of a time lapse in here. I don't really know if people like time lapses or they don't like time lapses, so just let me know in the comment section if you'd prefer it, or I don't know if you want some sort of a time lapse where maybe I'm talking during it and just kind of explaining plans with the farm, or talking to you. I mean, I guess I could just talk a little bit about it right now. For any of you who don't know, I'll talk about it while we're doing this. For anybody who doesn't know, the reason I'm called Ultra Farmer is because I actually run and train for ultra marathons. That's what I do. Yeah, there we go. We don't own that land. Perfect. That's kind of what I do, is like a hobby, if you will. I don't know. I started running during the pandemic, and yeah, I've done. How many have I done now? I think I've run 5 ultra marathons, 5 or 6 ultra marathons. I'd have to count it all out. I did the Canadian Death Race twice. I did a 24-hour race where I ran in an abandoned mine, believe it or not, for 24 hours. It was probably the hardest race I ever had to do, to be honest. Like, it was very mentally exhausting. And then I did a 12-hour run, which really it didn't seem as bad in comparison to that race in that mine. That was something else, I'll tell you. And what else did I do? I did a 50K just road run, which now kind of seems a bit easy compared to everything else, but yeah. And then I also do a whole bunch of marathons. I'm actually, depending when you're watching this, I'm prepping and I'm getting set to do the Victoria Marathon. I'm from Canada, if anyone doesn't know. I'm from British Columbia, Canada, Kelowna. And yeah, I'm prepping to do the. Let's kind of get. I want to get this set up a bit better because it's easier to windrow. I'm prepping to do the Victoria Marathon right now, and that's going to be. What are we? Just under a month. So just under a month. Yeah, I kind of did my peak week of training last week. Now I'm slowly. I kind of do like a slow. I don't want to say a 3 week taper because if runners here, I do a 3 week taper. They're like, that's too long. It's usually like a 10 day. But after my peak week, I just tone miles back and yeah, get prepped for that race. Hopefully, I can run it pretty good. I had ran the Vancouver Marathon earlier this year in May, where I was trying to qualify for Boston, and I ran 3:14, which is good for me. That's the fastest marathon I ever ran, but not good enough to qualify for Boston. But yeah, that's why I'm called the Ultra Farmer. That's why I called myself that, because that's really all I like to do is I train for ultras, and I love this game. I love this farming game. I really do. So it seemed to fit. We're struggling a little bit to get up this hill, but yeah, I figured I would just put that in so people knew a little bit more about me. Maybe you don't care. Doesn't really matter. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna kind of put a time lapse in. I think to just kind of show you guys the rest of this field. Like always, if you got any suggestions for stuff here in No Man's Land, let me know in the comment section below. I really appreciate anyone who likes or subscribes. That'd be awesome if you felt it in you to do that. But if not, no worries. And yeah, I'll see you guys back in the next episode after this time lapse where we'll have this field cut mode rather. And I will figure out if I'm gonna get those windrowers that are in the store, or maybe I'll take a few loads of logs up and just buy a good set, which is probably what I should do. That are a little bit wider because this setup is about 9 meters that we got going on here. So yeah, okay guys, well, it's Ultra Farmer here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Take care.